All right, Destroy had asked for an RC car. We built it, we delivered it, he destroyed it. Big thanks to Chet and Gene and Billy behind the camera. Keep watching this. We're just gonna continue this madness. I mean, it's awesome. Like, share, and subscribe, and make sure you go to Destroy It and see how this car got to this point right here. Thanks for watching. Here it is, next build for Destroy It. Johnny's been wanting this for quite a long time. We've talked about it for quite a long time. This is going to be a really fun one. He's asked that I build this one into something that essentially will drive itself. This is going to be a really cool build. Well, Impala's in the shop. Had a little issue with the alternator. The battery's dead. We're going to do a couple things to it, get it started up. So weird, there's nothing there. So. We got a ground wire off. It's a little scary right there. Ever tell you why I bought a lift? So I could climb up the ladder and work on cars. So what we're doing here is we're gonna undo this battery, go underneath, unhook the starter and see. We've got some sort of a grounding issue. What's this? Like he's looking at all those burnt wires. Melted, right?
Housing's melted, but wires look fine, I guess.
We're gonna do a test, Bill. See if Peanut M&M will break a window. It won't break it. I don't know if you can tell. Gene's sitting in the car. Did it break it? Okay, we'll stop. This car's making me mad. It won't start. The hammer don't even want anything to do with it. Way to go, Gene. Time to change plans. Plan B. This Impala, it's got a security lock where it won't let us start the car. But going into this, I wasn't sure if this was gonna work out, so I had a backup plan, a BMW. Let's get this car out of the shop and move on to the next one. That BMW right there behind the Lexus, that's our car. So let's get it out of here. Good, bud. Good job. A little more. That thing's so quiet, runs so good. The door shuts good. It's gonna be a remote control car. BMW. AutoZone got us a fuel pump today and got it delivered. All right, so here's the power. Smells like stinky fuel. It's in pieces. There's no pump in this. The actual pump is gone. So let's get this thing set in place. Let's go ahead and put this ring on before I go getting too excited, huh? All right, I'm sure there's a tool for this. Okay, one more hose clamp. We've got the RC car in the lift. This tire, obviously you can see, is junk. We're gonna pry this tire, see how hard it is to get off this car. We went up to our local Big O store here in town and they hooked us up with some used tires. Those guys are awesome, they're good to me. So we're just gonna get these tires put back on. We'll get the car set on the ground. BMW and Volkswagen, they have studs instead of lug nuts and they're kind of a pain sometimes. Okay. And the torque specs are, we don't care. All right, so I'm gonna pull this seat out because I've got to mount a bunch of components here to run the brake, the throttle, and the steering. We've got to get that figured out. Hey, 30 cents, man. Oh, look what else I found. Some sweet toenail clippers. Dude, you're taking those home. Billy's been asking me to get him some toenail clippers for his birthday, so. I'm gonna rip this this kick panel out. I know there's probably a better way to do it, but I don't really care at this point. We've got to get into this steering column right here.
And of course, it's like I was afraid of,
there's a collar around that steering column right there that we need to get into. I'm thinking what I'll do is mount a sprocket to the steering wheel somehow, mount my drive motor right here, chain, and that'll be our steering. So let's get to the nut on the steering wheel. That's something that we can mount to.
how do you get that off?
Well, after looking into it a little further, rather than just prying the steering wheel off, it's way easier than when you just undo the bolts and it comes out like that. That's what I was trying to get to right there. Let's figure out how we want to do this and let's go from there. Well, I'm going to cut this carpet out so that we can mount our drive motors to the floor. I've got to be able to weld to it, so it's gross. There's a good strong place to mount the steering setup right here. Now we can get in here and scrape this up and weld. Billy's on his way over. He's going to come help us film. He's got something that I need. He doesn't know it yet, but I'm about to take his bike because I need the sprocket, both sprockets and chain off of it. So, Bill, yeah. I know that you like your bike, but you just donated it to me. So let's get it tore apart. It doesn't have a master link on the chain to pull it apart. So this is how we're going to get it off. Chain's off. So now we just got to get this sprocket off. Wayne's pulling the big sprocket off. That'll be our drive sprocket. That one will hook to our steering column, and that should steer our car. All right, so I'm going to weld this shaft onto this steering wheel, and then we're going to weld a washer on the end of here with the sprocket on the end of that so that we can run our drive motor down here on the floor. So let's hurry and get this tack welded into place. So that's the new column right there. So that's cutting that on a 25-degree angle. That'll give us our angle for our electric motor for the steering. All right, so what we're building, we have this bottom sprocket that mounts on the electric motor itself. We'll slide this on, weld this sprocket up against the shoulder. We'll turn a little shoulder on this. Well, basically, we're just making an adapter to adapt this to the electric motor so it can run the steering. There it is. Look at that. There is our new sprocket adapter. There's our new sprocket guide for the steering column. There is the actual remote control for the car. All right, this is our shifter. This is our throttle. That's a brake, that's a brake, this is a brake. We're assuming that this is like an e-brake. Everything's labeled. He did a really good job. The guy from the Netherlands by the name of, I think it's Bjorn. Well, it's a new day. We're just gonna get the steering adapter set up, the motor mounted on, the sprocket mounted on, the shaft for the steering, all the brakes mounted down. This is our last day. We always do this to ourselves. Well, I do it to us. Let's hit it. I just got the sprocket all welded up. We're gonna have steering here pretty quick. This post is the structure that's gonna go off of the floor up to the sprocket on the steering wheel. There it is. That's kind of holding itself in place right there. There. We have steering, man. Look at that, dude.
That wheel just so fast down.
So quick.
Does it?
We just got to hook up the throttle.
Don't let that go anywhere, Billy. But we're gonna give her one more shot of juice here. And then we'll do our rod from here to there and
throttle. Just mount it off the brakes.
That ought to be good enough.
All right, we're gonna get these brackets welded in here, and then we're gonna take our mounts that the electric brakes are on, and we'll weld those down, but we gotta weld all this in first. I don't like that insulation. Going hot. Right. We got brakes.
I got a sawzall.
We're gonna have to put in a 6 hours later. There's some money right there.
There's your cats there, bud.
Get off there. How many guys does it take to rip an aluminum cover off?
4, exactly 4. Hot. Burning holes. Oh, the back of
Hey, 2:30 a.m. So yeah, things get goofy and stupid. You gotta write your name on that.
well, sure.
Your safety glasses do good on your hat. Your name.
You're a genius.
Wait. Does he know how to use tools?
No.
Okay. He's got sandals on. Moses. Every video we do, there's somebody different here just doing some random job. We'll just put a question mark above your head, Jason. Good job. 3 layers. 3 layers of steel. Tell me that's not cool.
Especially those expensive things.
It's so stupid, it's awesome. Now start it. You gotta start it.
I see it.
I'm just gonna ride for the moment.
Start it up, let's do it. You go hook your truck onto it. I don't want my truck smashed. Other way. Right. Put that on. Right the way up the right.
Tailgate?
Oh yeah.
It's leaking exhaust in there.
Okay, we're here fueling up. We got an 1.5 to 2 hour drive south. Look at that. So we're here at Tannerite's Ranch. We're gonna fire it up, get it off the trailer. He's got big plans for it.
Woo!
Okay, this is the first time we've ever drove this car.
Yeah. Above your tools.